All right, finishing off the Daytona wins, or the Daytona weekend wins, I guess I should say. The William Byron number 24 Axalta car that kind of looks good, but it's also really bland, and I wish it was the 2025 car that he also won in. But here you go. I guess we can review it. It looks, it's very caked in confetti, though. Holy crap. Wow, that's a lot of confetti. I have been kind of cooking with reviews today. This is like, there's the last one I just did. This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think this might be my 10th of the day, which is great. And also means that my camera roll is going to look like a mess now until I release these. And since I don't do reviews daily, because I don't have enough diecast in my collection to do that, it's like every 3 days I release. So I need 100 cars a day, or a year. And honestly, we're doing pretty good at that. I could probably finish the year with what I got. But anyways, not important. Here is the car out of the box now. Here is the trading card. Very cool. And I just realized now I don't have a card to compare this to. What am I going to pick? I know OBB, when I watched this video on this, had the William Byron 2019, that white car he had. But I don't have that one in my collection. So we might be stuck with doing just no comparison for this diecast, which kind of sucks. This thing is caked in confetti, though. I do like these confetti cars. Yeah, especially for Daytona. The red, white, and blue. Oh, it looks so good. I also noticed that it is true that they made the confetti on the windshield much bigger. I'm assuming because you can't put tiny little decals on the front windshield because this is, I think, like a sticker of sorts you place on top of the car instead of just this is a part of the actual decal when you first place it on. I think there's something like that I heard. So it's understandable for that, and we'll let that slide because of that. Where's my William Byron notes? There they are. Yeah, this is really the only one of the 3 cars that don't have damage. I'll explain it later. You know, how about we stop that for a second, and we look at the sponsors if I can actually read them. Chevrolet, I think, Byron. Interesting enough, though, some Byron cars don't actually have the full Byron name. It's like cut off because of I think the confetti for some reason. Don't know. I think if they misplaced the sticker, they'd take it off and peel off the decal maybe for some collectors. But I was lucky enough to not have that happen to me. Got Axalta on the front hood. Confetti, a lot of confetti on the splitter. Number 24. I think there's the Hendrick Motorsports logo right there. Sunoco, Goodyear, NASCAR Cup Series number 24. A win sticker, William Byron, HendrickCars.com, Valvoline, Axalta, ZHP. I don't know what the Z part is of the HP. Relay, Liberty University, American Ethanol Fuel, Axalta number 24. The Byron name, again, you can barely see it. Axalta, Chevrolet, Camaro, 24, Valvoline, the ZL1. That was the ZL1 1LE. Thought that changed a couple years ago, but who knows? But yeah, it's honestly, every time I look at this car, I keep on thinking it's the Jeff Gordon last ride. But it's not. And I really wish Byron would have won in that car, because then we would have gotten that diecast. On Winner's Circle, probably. We probably won't get that now. Which means I'm going to have to buy in Gold Series. And I guess you have to buy that many Gold Series cars now because they're extremely expensive in Canada, and I have to go to the US and get that, and I don't really go to the US much at races to get them. Yeah. Anyways, it looks a lot like that. I don't really know exactly, I don't remember why they did this white background, or backdrop. Truly, I don't remember why. There was some sort of reasoning, I thought. Or maybe it was just because they just wanted to do it. I don't remember. The Axalta car I don't even think ran that much this year. Because I always had the Raptor car. So, do I have a Raptor car in my collection? I think I do. But also at the same time, I don't think I do. Because he won COTA in 2024. I don't have that COTA car. And I didn't think I got his Martinsville win. But maybe I got his Martinsville win. I can't remember anymore. Anyways. It's pretty clean, though, for a Daytona win. The last two we had, the 2 other ones that we had in 2024 for race wins, pretty beat up. The Nick Sanchez had that entire left rear all bare bond, and that Austin had the right front, kind of, and not the, I guess the right front panel also had a bit of bare bond stuff on it. This one's pretty clean though, but it is absolutely caked in confetti. I just wish this was the 2025 paint scheme because that thing looked so good with the red and the purple, really like old school, but also added a modern flair to it. Yeah, it's just extremely clean. Look at this rear end, where you get shoved, usually. They got a little bit of scraping here, probably from a fender, but that's it. Like, there's too much there. On the left side, like the littlest touches of things. And I bet you a lot of this stuff maybe even just from the burnout. potentially. Like this is all maybe grass and stuff. Maybe it's rubber buildup, but I'm not completely sure. The right side has a little bit of side skirt rubbing, right rear tire, but again, that could have been also just from the burnout. And then a little bit just right there by the 24. But again, it is extremely clean for a Daytona 500 race car. But I guess usually the winner, I feel like the winner of these last few years has always had a pretty clean race car. And just everyone else behind him is absolutely destroyed. Why? Not completely sure. Also, the confetti does make it a little bit harder to see if there is any other... I can't speak anymore. I've done 10 of these. External damage. But really, at the same time, you wouldn't really be able to tell, I think, either way. And on a white background, usually stuff stands out a bit more on a white background of a diecast. But not this time. Pretty nice car, though, overall. I mean, like, I think people should probably buy this. I mean, even if you don't like the confetti cars, it's a pretty unique car to have. Of course, this did make a gold version. I don't think it ran any other version or any other races this year, though, that I remember. So I don't really know if we got a normal release of this car. I would assume that we did, but I am not 100% sure on that. I would assume so, but who knows? I don't pay attention anymore. I just buy authentics and 2000s cars because they're cheap, and F1 diecast because why wouldn't I? Yep, cool. Yeah, I think like I said, if you can't pick it up, it looks good. The neon 24 really does stand out, and I think it looks better, especially with the confetti on it. It really does stand out, which is kind of nice. But yeah, again, like I said, also I want to go back to this point. I've made this in multiple videos, but like windshield, even with the confetti, I can tell it has that dumb decal of the windshield, like these black marks are on top of the name. Why are we doing that now? Well, I know. Can we fix that? You've done a lot of things. Can we do that, please? Although I do wish the 2024 finish actually was better. Like, this was a pretty crap finish for 500. Now that I've watched it more and more, the 2025 finish was actually kind of cool. Byron went through the entire field. I think it would have been hilarious if the entire field crashed on the back straightaway again, and we just had like a car with a broken toe link finish first across the line. But okay, it's fine. He managed to get through all that, so he deserves it. And didn't throw the caution, though. But you know what? When Ross Chastain wrecked, they did throw the caution. But they had, like, 100 yards to do it beforehand. We've done it. We did it, like, they were, like, 20 inches from the line once in the Truck Series race. I think it was, like, 2022 or 2023 that they did that. They crashed right coming to the white. They put out the caution. Zane Smith was the leader, and still won that race. But we had to finish to the race, I think. Why do we do it for them? And then I personally feel like it's Hendrick bias, honestly, because it just gets annoying after a while. It always seems like it works out for Hendrick. And I also kind of want Bowman to win that race. I think it would have been cool to have a Alex Bowman Daytona 500 win, especially now that Byron won again in 2025. That would even been a cooler. It would also have been it would have been even cooler because then it would have been a redemption story as well, kind of in a way. The storylines, NASCAR, come on, the storylines build themselves. You don't have to manufacture them. Also, I have so many Byron winner circle cars. This is ridiculous. I have this one. I have the Liberty University win from, like, I think the Atlanta race that he won in 2022 in the spring. The first Atlanta Next Gen New Atlanta race. Whatever. I have that one. I'm pretty sure I got his Martinsville win in the Raptor car. And then I got his Axalta throwback from 2023 when he won that race. So that's 4, I think. And I have 5 Byron Next Gens. One of them is and the other one is a Axalta Next Gen test car with the number in the place it should be. So William Byron only has diecast in my collection because of Winter Circle. So that's great. I'm sure Apit loves that because I think he's still looking for like half the Byron wins, and the guy who doesn't really like Byron that much actually is finding them. I'm not giving them to him because I don't have a reason to. Yeah, weird story that, isn't it? Anyways, nothing else to talk about, though. It is a nice car, though. I think if you can buy it, it's unique in a way. If the 2025 car comes out, screw this diecast and get that one instead, though. That's it. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe so you never miss another video. And I gotta go to the dentist now, so hooray! Exciting.